Alright folks, let's dive right into the absolute brilliance from the Kansas City Chiefs in this electrifying game against the Washington Commanders. Seriously, where do we even start? It was a showcase of pure dominance, and Patrick Mahomes, oh my goodness man, he was absolutely sensational out there. I mean, 2 first-half interceptions, no problem for the MVP caliber Mahomes, who just turned the whole darn thing around with 3 ridiculously crucial touchdown passes in the second half. And speaking of Travis Kelce, his 99 receiving yards made him an undeniable game changer. Seriously, the chemistry with Mahomes, insane. It turned the Commanders' defense on its head and showcased why this duo is feared across the league. But here's the thing, we can't overlook the Chiefs' defense. Mike Danner's interception and sack were just massive, and it's plays like these that make the Chiefs a force like no other. This type of comprehensive performance is exactly why they're in Super Bowl conversations yet again. What do you guys think? Are the Chiefs unstoppable this season? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and if you're loving our passion for football, make sure to hit that subscribe button for more in-depth analysis. Now let's shift our focus to the maestro himself, Patrick Mahomes. You know, it's almost ridiculous how he can transform what looks like a chaotic situation into something magnificent. Really, where do you even start with him? After those first half interceptions, a lot of us were on edge, right? But Mahomes, oh my goodness. His ability to come back with such composure and just dominate, it's uncanny. I mean, he went from an iffy start to dropping 3 sensational touchdown passes in the second half. And with 299 passing yards, it's clear that he shrugged off the rocky start and just recalibrated. This guy's football IQ, it's just next level. He reads the field like he's playing chess and the defense is barely keeping up. His ability to evade pressure, I guess you could call him Houdini in cleats. He avoids sacks, extends plays, and finds his receivers like it's child's play. Speaking of receivers, you can't overlook his connection with Travis Kelce. That synergy is like a well-oiled machine. The Commanders' defense couldn't keep up, and that's not even touching on Mahomes' leadership. This guy doesn't just lead with stats. His field presence inspires his entire team, lifting their confidence, and it shows in their gameplay. And honestly, this kind of consistency, it doesn't just make him elite, it keeps him firmly in the MVP conversation. So when you talk about a central player for the Chiefs' ambitions, it's Mahomes, hands down. His impact resonates beyond the scoreboard and into the very rhythm of the team. All right, shifting gears from the maestro Mahomes to his oft-overlooked yet absolutely crucial partner in crime, Travis Kelce. Here's the thing, when you talk about players who can single-handedly shift a game's dynamics, Kelce has to be right up there. He might not always steal the headlines like Mahomes, but his performance against the Commanders was nothing short of incredible. Kelce racked up 99 yards on 6 receptions, including a jaw-dropping 38-yard snag that just stretched the field in ways you rarely see from a tight end. It's like his route running. Precision was on another level, allowing him to consistently find those soft spots in the secondary. And it's not just about the yards. His football IQ, with how he reads defenses and adjusts his routes, gives Mahomes a safety blanket. Honestly, his dual threat nature shines. Whether he's snagging catches or laying crucial blocks, he's influencing the game in more ways than one. Now, here's where it gets interesting. Kelce's presence alone alters how defenses line up. We're talking multiple defenders drawn to him like moths to a flame, which just opens up the field for everyone else. His chemistry with Mahomes? Outrageous. The way they synchronize on third downs, keep those chains moving, it's sensational. Plus his competitive edge and leadership, they're the stuff that lifts not just stats, but spirits. When you look at his performance, you're seeing more than a tight end. You're witnessing a key component of the Chiefs' offensive machine, whose influence is much larger than any box score might suggest. Kelce is not just playing the game, he's mastering it, carving out a legacy you don't want to miss out on. Now, while the Chiefs' offense, led by Mahomes and Kelce, was firing on all cylinders, let's pivot to the other side of the field and tackle the Washington Commanders' woes without their leader, Jayden Daniels. The void left by Daniels' absence was glaring, folks, it really was. Marcus Mariota stepped up as the fill-in QB, trying to rally the team, but boy did he have a rough go. 2 interceptions in one game can be catastrophic, and unfortunately for Mariota, these missteps played right into Kansas City's hands, letting them capitalize and widen that score gap. Without Daniels at the helm, the Commanders' game plan turned rather predictable, relying heavily on short gains and an ineffective ground attack. This predictability allowed the Chiefs' defense to encroach on their play calling, putting Mariota under relentless pressure. You couldn't help but wonder, with Daniels on the field, could their offense have stretched the field more effectively? Defensively, the lack of leadership and key players like Dorrance Armstrong was evident. The Chiefs exploited this, weaving through coverage gaps and executing multiple successful deep strikes. It wasn't just a lack of energy, but a clear deficiency in coordinating to counter Mahomes' attacks. The Commanders struggled to adapt, leaving so much room for the Chiefs to gallop through and create those second-half heroics, led by the unstoppable contributions from guys like Kelce, which just reinforced the disparity on the scoreboard. Transitioning from the Commanders' difficulties, let's talk about the powerhouse that was the Kansas City Chiefs' defense in this matchup. From the get-go, it was clear that they had dialed into a different gear, sort of a seamless blend of aggression and tactical precision, if you will, right? I mean, when you look at Mike Danner's performance, oh my goodness, he was just everywhere. His interception, let me tell you, was massive. It changed everything, really, throwing the Commanders completely off their rhythm. And then there was that sack. Danner coming off the edge. It was like poetry in motion, disrupting the quarterback just when the Commanders were starting to build some momentum. That's the thing with the Chiefs' defense. They're not just there to stop plays, but to dictate them. Now, here's the kicker. They held the Commanders to a measly 7 points, and that kind of defensive grit makes them just as lethal as their offensive counterparts. Shamari Connor deserves a special mention too. His 10-tackle game, including 5 solo efforts, speaks volumes about how engaged the Chiefs were with the game plan. They were tuned in. It was as if every time the Commanders tried something, the Chiefs were already a step ahead, suffocating their advances. So, while we talk about Mahomes and the offense, let's be clear here. It's this balanced attack of explosive offense and rock-solid defense that's got the Chiefs primed for a serious playoff run. It's that scary all-round capability that makes them truly formidable opponents. And you better believe they're only going to get better from here. Now, moving on from the Chiefs' tactical mastery, let's get into the nitty-gritty of how the Commanders just couldn't seem to catch a break in this clash. You know, it kind of all started out okay for Washington. Mariota managed to level things up with that touchdown to Terry McLaurin, and we all thought, wow, maybe they're in this for real. But then, the train just derailed. Those interceptions were absolutely killer. I mean, they're shooting themselves in the foot, right? These mistakes came at crucial times, snuffing out any chance for momentum. The absence of their main man, Jaden Daniels, was glaring more than ever. Imagine having to lean excessively on short yardage plays. Their offense became way too predictable, something the Chiefs just gobbled up. Defensively, it was another story of missed opportunities. The Commanders' inability to adjust to the Chiefs' versatile plays really hurt. Mahomes and his crew, they were just finding those gaps like they were walking in a park. When you've got Kelce and Rice running all over your secondary, you've got yourself a problem. So, looking ahead, Washington needs to address these shortcomings, whether it's tightening up that defense or finding a way to inject more creativity in their offensive play calling. It's crucial that they brace up if they want any shot at salvaging this season, and it's not going to be an easy task by any stretch. Alright folks, switching gears, let's talk about what lies ahead for both of these teams. The Kansas City Chiefs, riding high off that dominant win, are now sitting comfortably with a 5-3 record. They've got the Buffalo Bills next, and this win, it's a nice little confidence booster, wouldn't you say? Patrick Mahomes seems to have found his rhythm again, and with their offense clicking like this, they're gearing up for a run at divisional dominance. Add the anticipated return of key defensive players, and it looks like the Chiefs are crafting a playbook for playoff success. On the flip side, we have the Washington Commanders at 3-5, and their path looks a bit rockier. This game, it was a real eye-opener for them. With crucial matches against the Seahawks and Lions coming up, they need to regroup fast. Jaden Daniels' return could be the spark they sorely miss, so let's see if he can uplift their offensive game. They're really going to have to shake things up if they hope to stay in contention. What we have here are 2 stories, teams on opposite ends of the spectrum, each facing their own unique challenges. So, jump into the comments. Are the Chiefs poised for another Super Bowl run? Can the Commanders turn things around? What are your thoughts? Let me know, and thanks for tuning in.